All right. Hello. Welcome to week 2. This is Talking Pro Football with Dom, Tom, and Michael. Right off the bat, Tom is not here. We were getting to that. Right off the bat, Tom is not here. So, Tom, get better. We'll see you next week. Filling in for him is our buddy Hal. So, he'll be picking. So, thank you. And we'll go over again subscribing and all that stuff later.
He told me everything I know.
So we'll see how this goes. Again, before we start, guys, just a reminder, we are not experts, we are not ex-football players, we are just regular guys who love football. So we're gonna jump right in. This is week 2. All right, we're gonna jump right in, gentlemen, with a Thursday night game. Pete, and by the way, that's Pete behind the camera. Give Pete a hand. Thank you, Pete, our technical.
There you go, Pete.
And we have a guest, Katie, who's helping us with technical. Katie Welch-Porter, thank you. All right, we got, gentlemen, we got Green Bay, Washington. It's at Lambeau Field. I think both teams are good. I personally, Thursday night, I'm going to go with Green Bay. I think just because they're the home team, I think both teams are good. Hal?
I have to ditto you because the Packers did a really good job. So did the Commanders, but I think the Packers might have the home field advantage, and they're going to take this one, I think.
All right, now, Michael, okay. Tom's sick, so let's give Tom's pick.
Yeah, poor Tom is out sick, and but he sent me his picks, and he's picking the Washington Commanders.
Okay, now what's your pick, Michael?
I am going with Tom. I believe it's the Washington Commanders. We got 1 week in the books, and Green Bay did look really good against Detroit, but I think, quite frankly, Detroit is not the same Detroit they were last year. They didn't look inspired at all, and you could tell there was a big downshift in the fact that they don't have Ben Johnson calling their plays anymore. They looked really mediocre at best. So I'm on the hype train for Washington. So.
All right, Pete, we're going to go to game number 2. Now, these are the Sunday games. We'll start with the 1 o'clockers. Cleveland at Baltimore. To me, this is a no-brainer. Although Cleveland played tough, Baltimore is going to be pissed that they lost that game Sunday night, and Baltimore is stacked. I am going with Baltimore easy on this. How?
I think Baltimore learned their lesson that they have to play the whole game. And
60 minutes, yes.
Not the whole first 55. So I think they're coming out and they're going to win this one.
Michael, what does Tom have? Baltimore and Cleveland.
Tom has the Ravens, and I have to agree with him. The Ravens have way too much talent. They are going to crush Cleveland.
Okay. All right, let's go to our next 1 o'clock game. We have Jacksonville at Cincinnati. Even though Cincinnati did not look that good, and Jacksonville looked good, I think Cincinnati is at home, and I think they are going to win and go to 2-0. How?
We must be on the same wavelength because I was thinking the same thing. Bengals, I think, even though Jacksonville looked good, the Bengals, I think, might have a little edge, especially seeing they're the home team again.
Katie likes that pick. What does Tom have?
Tom has the Bengals also, and I think Joe Burrow kind of hits his groove this week. I don't think Jacksonville has that good of a defense, so I think the Bengals come out too. So we're unanimous.
All right.
Bengals.
Pete, let's zoom in on New York Giants at Dallas. Now, I got to say, gentlemen, both these teams surprised me. I thought Dallas was going to look like garbage, and you and I, Michael, were very high on the Giants. It seemed to be the other way around. The Giants, just did not look great, and Dallas, although they lost, played really hard. So this game is at Dallas. I'm going to go with Dallas. How?
Same thing. Cowboys surprised me. I was not expecting them to win. They did not, but they put out a heck of a game, and I think they're going to show the Giants who they really are this year, or this game.
What does Tom have?
Tom has the Cowboys,
okay.
And I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys too, on the pure fact that the Cowboys actually have a quarterback right now. The New York Giants, I don't know how their GM still has a job after the Saquon Barkley debacle and the Daniel Jones thing, but I digress. I think the Cowboys just have too much firepower on offense, and even though I do think the Giants have a good defense, I don't think it's enough to overcome it.
Jackson Dart needs to get in there.
Dart.
We'll leave it at that. All right, Pete.
Dart.
Let's go to Chicago at Detroit. I am not going to pick this just because Michael's a fan, but Chicago shouldn't have lost that game. And Detroit is just what we said. Sorry, Katie. Sorry. Another Katie, who's a big Detroit fan. Again, I just think they lost too much, and I think Chicago's going to clean up what they did Monday night, and I think Chicago wins this game. How?
Again, I'm going to go with the Bears. I think the Lions are going to give them a game. This is probably be a very close game, I'm expecting. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game, though. But the edge goes to the Bears.
I agree. I think it'll be low scoring. What does Tom have?
Tom actually has the Lions. So what reason he has the Lions for, I'm going to guess, is because they're at home, and last year they were a much better team than the Bears. I love my Bears, as we all know. I do believe that this season for the Bears is going to be one of those, yay, yay. I really think it's going to be like that, kind of like the first game they had. It was yay in the first half, and then.
But at least you're due for a yay week.
We're due for a yay week,
Yay.
so I'm going Bears.
All right, Pete, let's zoom in on New England, Miami. All right, my good friend Randy Magruder, you know this is not going to be pleasant. And I'm sorry. Anybody who watched week 1, you know I sold my Dolphins stock. The Dolphins look like the worst team. And the worst part, they look like they just checked out already. They look like they don't have a care in the world. Although New England didn't look great, New England's got a lot of new players, a new coach, and they will hit their stride. I know it's in Miami. It doesn't, to me, matter whatsoever. I'm going to go with New England. How?
I am from New England myself, born and raised in Maine, and I've been watching the Patriots since they sucked. However, they did really well during the Tom Brady years. They're in rebuilding right now. They didn't do too well last week, but I think they have the edge over the Dolphins.
And what does Tom have on New England, Miami?
New England, he's got the Patriots. I'm going to have to go with the Patriots, too. New England at least has an up-and-coming quarterback. They have a clue where they're going, and I think, as Dom had pointed out, I think they just checked out the Dolphins. I think they're going to be picking in the top 5. Quite frankly, they just look like they have no ambition, and they don't even want to be there. So, Patriots for me.
All right, Pete, let's zoom in on New England, San Fran. This game is in, not New England, New Orleans. Even though New Orleans played really tough last week, and Chicago and San Fran did not look crisp. San Fran's just got too much talent. Brock Purdy played a hell of a game. I'm going with San Fran over New Orleans. How?
I'm a Purdy fan, just because I'm for the underdog. Mr. Irrelevant came out that year and just did a great job. The team is pretty good. And I'm giving them the edge over the Saints because I don't think they're the Aints anymore. But
they're rebuilding. That's nothing wrong with that.
Well.
That's safe to say. What does Tom have on?
Tom has San Francisco.
Okay.
San Francisco has talent. The Saints are going to be another one of those teams picking in the top 5 spots, if not number 1 overall. Quick side note, though. However, last week in football was awesome in the fact that 5 former Oklahoma University quarterbacks started in the NFL. 5 quarterbacks from one university started in the NFL for 32 teams.
Let's go to New York and Buffalo. He seems like a great kid. It's not personal. I have never been big on Justin Fields. That being said, I thought he played the best game I've ever seen him play. The Jets played really good and tough. The problem is I think Buffalo is just awesome. I think even though it's in New York, in the Jets Stadium, I just think Buffalo's too much. I'm going to go with Buffalo. Hal?
I'm going with Buffalo as well. I think they're going to be riding on the energy that they built the last part of the game that they played Sunday, and they're going to take it over the Jets.
Yeah, Tom's got the Bills, and I don't see any way in the world Buffalo loses this game. I like Justin Fields. I think he's actually going to do pretty good this year and maybe even get a second contract with the Jets because I think he does have a lot of talent. And even though he no longer a Chicago Bear, I always liked Justin Fields. So he was a really class act, good kid. So even though we're kind of pulling for them, Buffalo's just too strong. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl for a reason.
Okay, we're going to go with Seattle at Pittsburgh. I just don't have much faith in Sam Darnold. Sorry, nothing personal. It's a home opening game for Pittsburgh, and Aaron did show glimpse of being a good quarterback, and I just think Seattle's a little too inconsistent on offense. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh in this. Hal?
Same with me. Seattle just they're going to be the spoilers this year. I don't think they're going to win too many games, but they're going to spoil some games. They're going to get in there, but not this one. Steelers are going to take it.
What does Tom have?
Tom has Pittsburgh Steelers. Last week's games, when San Fran played Seattle, Seattle played them a lot tougher than I really thought they were going to. They really gave them a good fight. And Pittsburgh barely beat the Jets. They were kind of neck and neck. I actually am going for the upset here. I think Seattle's going to take it.
All right, our last 1 o'clock game, LA Rams at Tennessee. I think Cam Ward's going to be a good quarterback. I think Tennessee is going to be a decent, good team, fundamentally strong. I just think if the Rams are hitting all cylinders, the Rams are just going to be a little too much. So I'm going to have LA Rams beating Tennessee. Hal?
I feel like I'm a parrot. I'm picking the Rams over the Titans. Again, not because Titans is a bad team. I think Rams just have a little more talent going into this one. Plus, they're 1-0. Titans are 0-1 right now. That I know, at the beginning of the season, that doesn't really mean that much. I mean, look at the Chiefs. They've lost their 2 last games, the Super Bowl and the first opening game. But they're not a bad team. So I'm going with the Rams.
What does Tom have?
Tom picked the Rams also, and Polly wanted football. I'll take the Rams too. I'll parrot that one.
All right. All right, gentlemen, let's move to our 4:05 games. We have Carolina at Arizona. You guys have heard me say I love watching Kyler Murray play football. Arizona looked pretty good. Carolina didn't. This is kind of a no-brainer. This is Arizona's home opening game, so I think they'll be pumped. I'm going to go with Arizona this. Hal?
Same here, Arizona. Parroting again, sorry. But I did all my picks before I talked to these guys, so.
You did.
Sure
Carolina's going to get this game.
What, Michael, what does Tom have for Carolina?
Tom has Arizona, and I think Kyler Murray's the difference in this game. And Trey McBride, they have a really good tight end. And Kyler Murray, man, I'll tell you what, when he's on, can zip that ball. I don't think Carolina's quite found their game yet. I think they're still working on the rebuild process. So, Cardinals, Cardinals for me.
Okay, we have Denver at Indianapolis. Indy played well. Daniel Jones played well. That being said, I think if you boys have been paying attention to the end of last year and last week, you'd be hard to find a better defense than Denver. Denver just gets after you. And Bo Nix did not play well, so I think he'll be very up to playing better this week. Indy played well. I just think Denver's a little too much, even though it's at Indy. I'm going to go with Denver. Hal?
Okay, just so you know that I'm not parroting you. I have this
I
chosen
trust you.
before.
I know you picked. I know.
I did pick the Broncos over the Colts. The Colts did well. They won their game. So did the Broncos, but I think the Broncos just have that little edge to them. So they're going to take this one.
Well,
Tom.
evidently we're all unanimous again. Tom also picked the Denver Broncos. I'm picking the Broncos. I've been a Bo Nix fan since Oregon. And I think they just have too much firepower for the Colts to do it. I think it will be a close game, though. But I think Denver takes it.
All right, Pete. Now we got the 4:30 games. This should be, the ratings for this should be through the roof. This is a Super Bowl rematch. Philly at Kansas City. Philly, I think, on paper is a better team. You guys who are football fans, you know this. If you start the year 0-2, your percentage to getting to the playoffs drops drastically. I can't fathom. Everything tells me I should go to Philly. I can't fathom that Kansas City is going to go 0-2. So it's a crazy pick. I am actually going to go with Kansas City on this. Hal?
I'm not parroting you this time.
Okay.
I'm going with the Eagles. I think it's going to be the Super Bowl all over again, except Kansas City's going to play better than they did at the Super Bowl.
What does Tom have?
Tom has the Eagles with good reason. They are the Super Bowl champions. I can understand his pick there. I'm going to have to go with Dahmen on this one. I think Kansas City's going to be kind of pissed that they lost that game down in, where was it? Rio,
Brazil.
Brazil.
And they're still pissed at the Super Bowl. They got embarrassed.
Yeah, they got embarrassed badly. However, Kansas City does have some serious injuries at wide receiver, so they're down a wide receiver. I'm flip-flopping on this one. I think Kansas City wins it on a last-second field goal, is really how I see that one going.
Okay.
Either that or they're going to get their butt whooped.
Our last game, this is our Sunday nighter, I believe, gentlemen. Atlanta at Minnesota. Atlanta played tough, lost to our Buccaneers. I think Minnesota, he's not going to like this because he's a Bear fan. This is Minnesota's home opener. I think J.J. McCarthy is going to be high as a kite all week for that win. I think that crowd is going to be doing that skull. I think it's going to be loud. I have Minnesota beating Atlanta. Hal?
I think the Falcons are embarrassed from their last loss. I think they're going to come out with a little something extra, and I think that they're going to edge over the Vikings this year.
All right.
Even though I love the Vikings, I think the Falcons are going to edge over them.
Yes. Dawn loves the Vikings just because they're purple. She likes the color. Thought I'd throw that in. Mike, what does Tom have on this
Tom
one?
has the Falcons on this one.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with Tom. I think the Falcons played the Bucs really tough. And if you remember from last week's episode, I picked the Bucs as the other Super Bowl team. So I think the Bucs were a lot tougher opponent than the Bears were, sadly. So I don't see the Vikings having the same success. I think the Falcons are going to take it.
All right. So we are lucky as NFL fans. We get not one, we get 2 Monday night games. The first one, we're a bias, our home team. Tampa Bay at Houston. I could see this going either way. I am not being a homer. I just think Tampa Bay got people coming back. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go with the hometown Bucks over Houston. Hal?
Yeah, I'm going with the Bucs over Houston too. Stroud is a wonderful quarterback. He's came into the league. He was gung-ho. Last year, not so much. And he's showing the same. I remember that one drive that I always refer back to. They were behind, the Texans were behind like one touchdown. 58 seconds left in the game, and they went down the entire field, scored a touchdown in 58 seconds.
Yeah.
So don't put them out, but I think the Bucs, they're riding high. They're going to win this one. It might be close, but they're going to take it.
I'm going to assume Tom has the Bucks. I'm just guessing.
Tom's a big Bucs fan. We all are. I mean, we live in Tampa, so, hey. As I said, Tampa Bay was one of my other teams. Them and the Bills were my Super Bowl matchup, so I think Tampa's got the power. I don't think Houston can stand up to them. I think the Bucs are going to take this easily, actually.
All right. Our last game is the 10 o'clock, the second Monday night game. LA Chargers at Las Vegas Raiders. I am going to go with Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, and the LA Chargers. However, I think Pete Carroll, especially if Brock Bowers plays, I think the Raiders are going to give them everything they can handle. Absolutely. But I'm going to go with the Chargers. Hal?
I actually had to flip a mental coin for this one, and it came up Chargers. They're both good teams. Again, I think this is going to be another close game, but Chargers, I think, are going to edge it out over the Raiders.
What does Tom have?
Tom has the Chargers. I will say this. The Raiders, in drafting Ashton Giante and having Brock Bowers there, they have got two positions that are really going to give their opponents fits.
Yeah.
And I really like Las Vegas. I think they're going to do a lot better this year than most people think.
Yeah.
However, I think the Chargers are going to probably be in the AFC Championship against the Bills. I think the Chargers are just that good. So I'm going to pick the Chargers too.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, again, everybody, thank you for watching Talking Pro Football with Dom and Tom and Mike. Please hit the like. Please subscribe. Again, this is week 2. We have to thank, of course, Pete behind the camera. Thank you, Pete. We thank our friend Katie being here. We have to thank Jossie. She didn't do anything, but she wanted her name mentioned. So I thank the Village Players for letting us film here. Tom, get better. We'll see you next week. And a big thank. Hal did great tonight. Hal, well done.
Did I look like I knew what I was doing?
You did pretty good. You did pretty good. So again, everybody, please like, subscribe. We'll see you for week 3. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
Good night.